Good morning, friends. Let's get some tea poured. All right. I am very happy to be here today. Very appreciative this morning. I hope that wherever you are today, you can be with this moment and feel okay. I know sometimes that's doesn't seem possible in the moment, and sometimes it does. So I just want to share that I very much appreciate this time together in the mornings. And I think that's good. I think I'll just leave it at that. How about we just get into a practice today? Let's just get right into some shared breath. And I was thinking it's been a while since we worked on some breath work and doing some pranayama with one another. So, how about we begin this morning with let's do some alternate nostril breathing. Manalom Valom. So this is a really, I think, a really effective and powerful way to control the breath. And it's really useful if you're looking for something to help bring you into balance and calm, and sort of set you into a place of feeling more centered into your body, in a very physical sense, as well as centering all of those energetic impulses that we may have through our day. Sometimes we can become a little off center. And this, some people attribute the two sides of the body to a lot of different characteristics. Some point to it as being a symbol of the dualism of the human existence. And I'm not sure that that's where I'm at with my understanding. But I do know that we do have, generally speaking, two sides to our body. And I think it can be helpful to, use some analogies for the way we understand our world with our physical body. I think that can be helpful. And I know that sometimes I'll find myself sort of leading with one type of energy or one type of idea in my day, right? And I get really behind that with my thoughts and with my beliefs, and I empower this one way of being. Sometimes that's, a difficult way of being. Sometimes it's everything is bad, nothing is good. I feel terrible. And that's just, I mean, sometimes that's a reality. We get a belief based on whatever is occurring to us that we're in a bad mood, and we start reinforcing that with arguments and with finding evidence for our belief. Um, and some days, nothing is bad, everything is good, and we do the same. We reject anything that would take away from our view of the world in that moment. And of course, I think that most people prefer what they prefer. We want what we want. We don't want what we don't want. Um, and I would think it's probably fair to say that most of us prefer happiness over sadness, but not always. Definitely not always. Sometimes we prefer to be angry, or we prefer to feel that there's an injustice against us, or we prefer to feel othered, because that reinforces our beliefs about the world. But I would say that it's a pretty fair guess to say most of us prefer to feel happy if we had our choices. But one of the issues that comes up with that is that when we just want to be happy, or we just want to be sad, or we just want to be whatever it is all the time, of course that's not going to work. Even when it's, I just want to be healthy, or I just want to feel safe, or I just want security. Um, the unfortunate reality of the human condition is that we have all of these vastly different experiences, and we're not always going to be healthy, and we're not always going to be happy. And sometimes things are going to happen that are quite difficult to understand and quite difficult to accept. And the more we empower this idea that we can reject the things that we don't want to accept, the more we're going to suffer. Because inevitably, the things we don't want are going to happen. So, the practice of finding this balance, this alternate nostril breathing, it plays into this analogy of bringing the balance from all of these different perspectives right to the center. And that centered space, that centeredness, that's a space of openness. It's a space of opening ourselves to possibilities and to accepting what is in front of us in the moment. That's Dharma, the path that's laid out before us. And I think it's no mistake that our heart is right at the center of our body mass. Because I think, and maybe I'm feeding into a belief system here, probably so, but I think that the times that I am living with my heart at the center of my way of interacting with the world are the times that I am the most content. These are the times that I am most easily satisfied. Easily satisfied. The great poet Mary Oliver said, "Leave a little space in your heart for the unimaginable." And that may be paraphrasing, It may not be the exact quote, but I think the idea is there. Leave a little space in your heart for the unimaginable. Whatever the exact quote is, I think the idea remains. And when we're in our heart, when we're in our center, it's much easier to allow ourselves to feel secure in the face of insecurity, to be okay with not being okay. Because that centered space allows for everything to come at us in balance, even when it seems to be pouring down on us. I am coming from a place of balance. So, this breath work is just one level of finding that balance. And it's really simple. We're going to take our right hand, if you can. You can use either hand if you need to, but the practice, as I've been taught, is to use the right hand and to use what's known as Vishnu Mudra. This is the extending of the thumb, the closing of the first and second finger, and the extension of the third and fourth finger. So it almost looks like an L or an angle of some sort. I don't know. But you're going to place the palm towards your face, and we'll place the thumb over the right nostril. And the practice is going to be to breathe out completely of the left nostril and then breathe into the left nostril. Then switch your hand position to close the left nostril with the other two fingers and breathe out entirely from the right nostril and breathe in from the right nostril. And then switch back. And we go back and forth and we find our own pace. Well, let's do this breath for a few minutes. We're placing the right thumb over the right nostril and release. And breathe in. Switch. I breathe in. Switch. And find your rhythm. As we continue this breathing practice, you'll find that you're starting to level out. The in-breath and the out-breath are starting to match up. And release. So allow yourself to come into your meditation posture. Lengthening the spine and opening the front of the body. Gently pulling the shoulder blades together just slightly in the back, just enough to open the chest and open the heart. Soften the belly so that it can rise and fall with the in and out breath. Check your legs, your knees, your ankles, and your feet. And begin to relax your body as you breathe in through the nose, deep into the belly, and release. Feel the belly rise with the in-breath and fall with the out-breath. Gently allow your eyes to close or have a softened gaze just a few feet in front of the body. And feel your body breathe. Bring the focus of your mind to the breath. Feel an entire in-breath, the hold, and then be with the entire out-breath. Breathe in. Hold. And breathe out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. Breathe in. Stay with the breath at your rhythm. And when you're ready, slowly begin to bring movement back to the fingers and toes. Allow yourself to feel the sensations that are taking place in your body right now. What does your body feel like? What does your chest feel? What does your back feel? As I even bring my awareness to my chest, an emotional response begins. This is relationship. This is what it is to be in relationship with your mind, your body, and your spirit, all in union. To just simply feel what is to be felt and think what is to be thought, all without any need to be anything other than what is in this moment. And I think it's okay to remind ourselves when we start to get lost in the thought world of thinking we are not enough, or that we are too much, or that maybe we're doing the wrong thing or in the wrong place, just to remind yourself that you belong. I belong right here. And I'm okay to be here as I am right now. It doesn't mean that all of my behaviors are okay to be here right now. But if I don't know that I'm okay, then how am I supposed to have behaviors that fit with that feeling of being okay? If I don't know that I am worthy of love, how am I supposed to know that I am loved? And if I don't know that I'm capable of loving, how am I supposed to know that I can do that? So spend just a moment and say it out loud. I'm okay just as I am. I'm acceptable just as I am. I'm worthy of love just as I am. I am able to love just as I am. And I know that saying affirmations can feel really cheesy, but I put it forth to you, how many times a day do you say negative affirmations about yourself, to yourself? How many times a day do we entertain the thoughts that we're not enough or that we're too much? How many times a day do we think it's perfectly okay to degrade ourselves or believe that we're not belonging here? And we've somehow become perfectly okay with that. It's perfectly acceptable to denigrate yourself in many conversations that you'd have in the day. And it's not acceptable to praise your existence in many conversations. And I want to just put forth that it's really up to us to shift that belief. I am absolutely allowed to love myself and do loving things in my day. I'm allowed to do that. I need to do that. You need to do that. I would so much love to hear the people in my life tell me that they are valuable and they're worthy of love just as they are. I would love to hear that every day because it would help remind me that I am as well. So maybe just for today, we can be open with our seeking of a wholeness with love. I'm just seeking to be whole with love. That's all. It's no big deal. It's nothing entirely remarkable. It's just being with love. Let's make that happen today. Let's bring that into our world today. And the way that I most easily connect to my love in any moment is just to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for joining on the journey home today. Just as you are. Adios.